Hidden in the emerald arms of Kilo mountain range, in the northwest region of Cameroon lies the sacred lake of legend, mystery, and power. This is Lake Oku, or Mawes as known to the Oku people. Resting at 2,219 meters, that is 7,280 feet above sea level, and stretching across roughly 243 hectares. It is one of the largest crater lakes in the northwest region and one of the most spiritually significant body of water in the entire region. Located at the foot of Mount Oku, the lake is surrounded by one of the last surviving cloud forests in Central Africa. But for the Oku people, this is more than just a body of water. It is a spiritual entity, a living presence of energy, memory, and divine communication. The lake and the surrounding forest are sacred grounds for traditional healers. They come not only to harvest herbs, but to connect with the spiritual essence of the forest, believing that the spirit of the lake empowers their medicine. These plants are used in healing ceremonies, spiritual protection, and deep ancestral rituals, often guided by dreams and visions received at the water edge. Once upon a time, a strange woman visited the Oku Palace with water tied in a leaf. This woman was seeking for where to settle. Her name was Ma. The faun at that time was a very hospitable man, but feared the presence of the strange woman around him, and so distanced her to the hills to go and settle. Up at the hills, where we have Lake Oku, Mawes as we call it, she met the Kajem people. She begged for food. Others gave her food and others refused. And she told the people who gave her food to go up to the hills when it starts raining, and those who did not give her food to go down the valleys when it starts raining. So she went up and opened the leaf and it started raining. The people who did not give her food were being drowned in the waters. And those who gave her food survived. And those who survived are the present Kajem people. How do we come about the name Mawes? Remember this woman, her name was Ma. After some time, the Kajem people and the Oku people started fighting over the lake. So the two fauns, the faun of Kajem and the faun of Oku, were being asked to go into the lake, and whosoever comes out victorious is the owner of the lake. And so when the faun of Oku came out victorious, wearing on his head a white cap, what an Oku man will refer to as Fenenembong, the Oku people now call the lake Mawes, meaning our Ma. When a new faun is crowned, his authority must be spiritually confirmed, and that journey begins not at the lake, but before it. In a powerful ancestral ritual known as Mkan, the faun himself performed sacred incantations, calling upon the gods for wisdom, protection, and blessings for his reign. He speaks, he chants, he listens, establishing a spiritual dialogue with the unseen world. To appease the gods and show respect, A sacred meal known as njemte is carefully prepared and offered to the deities by the various chief priests before the process of going round the lake. Only after this divine appeasement can the procession round the lake begin. Lake Oku, Mawes is home to powerful gods. Shantu, Fuinfe, Fuyimfebe, and Songa.
Shantu ke edina kalamen tinam jinama chondase a Coca-Cola so we ge vi ga wan tok se vi na fa jo wa so di lona ge na kan to no kalu wulu ko lon ko en ka kuye ka junga ton se ngak sa ge sa ne chindu kon no ke fon se as Shantu we yan on no ge am jinama ko tisik yes lona ge afo tia ngala ko junga wina skuse wina ndazam fu wina naga we atuma yakta na wuntan kuye
Each god has unique traits and specific roles within the spiritual realm of the lake. They are served by 4 chief priests, custodians of ancient knowledge, secret rites, and deep spiritual authority passed down through generations. These gods must be honored and consulted before any movement around the lake. Their presence is real, their demands sacred. With the meal offered and the gods appeased, the fun begins the sacred procession round the lake. He walks with traditional custodians, elders, and spiritual guardians. At key locations around the lake, the faun stops to speak to the gods, presenting his request, asking for protection, favor for his people, and guidance for the kingdom. These are not speeches for show. They are spiritual negotiations done with humility and hope. The most sacred moments come when the faun presents a live sheep goat to the lake. If the goat disappears beneath the waters and does not return, it is a divine sign that the gods have accepted the new king. This ritual confirms that leadership in Oku is not just political, it is spiritual. Lake Oku is not only a secret, it is also scientifically rare. It is the only non-habitat of the Lake Oku cloud frogs, a critical endangered amphibian found nowhere else on Earth. This fully aquatic frog has adapted to the cold, high altitude of waters of Mawes. It is a symbol of the lake's fragile ecosystem, now protected under conservation laws and community efforts. Today, ecologists, botanists, and spiritual pilgrims alike come to Oku, seeking healing, wisdom, or simply a glimpse of nature in its most mystical form. Even with modern curiosity, the lake holds its silence. Its truths are whispered, not spoken. To the people of Oku, Mawes is not just a lake. It is a mirror of the spiritual world, a living deity, and a keeper of ancient truths. It is a place where kings are judged, healers are empowered, and gods are obeyed. Lake Oku, where the gods dwell, and the earth remembers.